Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, the food experience is back. And today's experience, I'm going to make some bacon mac and cheese in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. I got the basic recipe from, I think it's Tanya of My Forking Life. A great website, definitely. And she also has her own YouTube channel. Recommend checking it out, although I am altering the recipe just a tad and doing it my way. So let's begin. First things first is to start cooking up some bacon. I'm going to use 7 strips of bacon, and first thing you want to do is always preheat the Maxx. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on air fry, leave it on air fry, and then I'm going to set the time to 20. That allows for a preheat, and I'm going to set the temperature at 365 degrees and let her rip. Also, while it's preheating, to let you know, I got 7 strips of bacon. I have it on the steak tray, which is comboed with the drip pan, and I'm going to be using the regular air frying position. Okay, the preheat has now completed. It's been about 4.5 minutes, and let's go ahead and put the bacon in. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust the time. I'll leave it on 8 minutes. Usually doesn't even take that long. But here we go. While the bacon is cooking, I got a block of cheddar cheese, mild cheddar. That's what I like. You're welcome to use whatever cheese you like. Some people like sharp cheddar. I'm more of the mild cheddar guy. I'm going to go ahead and grate it with my mandolin and put it into this container. All right, cheese is all grated, ready to go. And it's always better to start off with a fresh block of cheese instead of buying the pre-packaged cheese that's already shredded, although I will be adding this to the top when it's done, as you'll see. I also got a cheddar jack mix, but this really makes for an authentic, real cheesy macaroni and cheese. So bacon's almost done, and we'll be right back. Looks pretty darn good, although I am going to rotate it and put it back in for another minute or two. Set it back on air fry. I'm just going to go 2 minutes. Don't really need to set the timer, but sometimes it's nice to hear the alert. Then again, sometimes this thing makes too many alerts, right? Wow, man. I still dig it, man. I love the Maxx. I really do. Also, it's really cool. I just got a tablet the other day. It runs Windows 10, and I got the recipe right here, which is great. Just always have it at my fingertips, you know? All right, I'm going to go ahead and take it out now. Nice and super crispy, which is the way I like it with mac and cheese. Otherwise, I like it maybe a little bit less done. But I'm going to go ahead and put the strips out and blot them with some paper towels. And then I'm going to go ahead and put them on a cutting board and cut the strips up. There you go, 7 strips. I even have to take a bite. I love bacon. And just to show you, here's what the bacon is looking like. All right, I got all the strips cut up. I'm going to be using this pan to cook in. I think it's around 9 by 8. The author of the recipe recommends 7-inch, but this will work fine. I already tested it out a few days ago, and I'm going to be using some large elbow macaroni. You're supposed to put 1.5 cups. And it actually fits the bottom of this really nice, pretty much a single layer, which is really good. Next, you're supposed to add a cup of water. And also 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I got this heavy whipping cream, that's what they had at the store. So we're going to go with 1/2 cup. And let's go ahead and take you down while I add the dry ingredients. You're supposed to add 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. I got pink Himalayan salt. And I'm just kind of going to estimate. That should do it. 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I like black pepper, so I might end up putting a little bit more in. I like to eyeball things, but you're welcome to measure them. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. around a quarter teaspoon of onion powder. The original recipe did not call out for onion powder, nor did it call out for paprika. Like I said, I'm making it just a little bit different. Also going to add a tad of chili powder. Also some ghost pepper powder. Spice it up a little bit. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of this Weiler's chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. Make sure everything is well combined. Get it back in a single layer. Now it looks really watery right now, but you'll see it's going to come together and be nice and thick. Also, you want to add about 3/4 of the cheese. And let's go back up. I'm going to use the wire rack and I'm going to put it in the bake to position. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on air fry. Leave it on regular air fry. I'm going to adjust the time for like 35 minutes, maybe a hair bit long, but that's okay. Then push the selector dial and I'm going to set it for 360 and let it go ahead and preheat. Once it's done with the preheat, then we'll go ahead and put the pan in. Also, while it's heating up, I went ahead and crushed some corn flakes. They're kind of like medium-sized particles. Don't like pulverize it and make it a powder. But this is something I'm going to try this time that I didn't use last time to give it a good crust on the top. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to set this aside for now. Alright, so the Maxx is preheated. What they recommend is putting the dish in after about 10 minutes or so, stirring it up. And we're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and readjust the time, which you could do on the fly, to 10 minutes. And let's go ahead and put it in. And you kind of want to keep an eye on it because if before 10 minutes the macaroni on the top looks like it's browning or anything, then you definitely want to take it out and stir it up right away. You don't want to have any hard macaroni going on. So here we go. All right, the full 10-minute cycle is up. Let's take it out. And I'll go ahead and take us down so we can look at it together. Well, it looks like one of the pieces or two of the pieces got a little bit brown, but that's okay. We're going to stir it up. And it's definitely thickening up a little bit, but it's still got a lot more to go. All right, so let's go ahead and add the rest of the cheese. Now we're going to go ahead and add the bacon. And give it a little stir again. That cheese is already melting and it's already thickening up quite a bit, I could tell. But it's going to get a lot thicker still. All right, let's go back up top. All right, the Maxx should still be pretty warm inside, so I'm going to go ahead and set it for 360. And let's go ahead and put it back in. All right, so at this point, you definitely want to keep an eye on it. Make sure nothing on the top starts getting too brown as far as the macaroni is concerned. If it does, just go ahead and take it out and stir it up again. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the time. And I'm going to leave it at 7 minutes. Here we go. All right, a couple minutes has passed. Still looking pretty groovy in there. Gonna let it keep going. 4 more minutes to go. So what I notice is everything is nice and boiling and bubbly, and that's why you don't need to cook the macaroni first, because this is going to do everything all in one, and you could totally eliminate that step and use the Kalorik Maxx for everything. I dig it. All right, there's about 2 minutes remaining now. And some of it is starting to brown on the top, so I'm going to take it out and give it a final stir. But it's looking pretty darn good, I'll tell you. Oh, and it's nice and thickening up, that's for sure. But yeah, we're definitely not trying to crisp the macaroni, okay? You want it to stay nice and soft, so let's go ahead and put it back in and let it finish off the cycle. All right, time's up. Let's go ahead and remove it. And that's looking pretty darn good. Let me go ahead and take you down while I do the last step. Okay, everything's looking good. Look how nice and thick that's getting. Super thick, right? Let's give it a little stir. Maybe shake it out a little bit. And for the final step, I'm going to add some jack cheddar cheese to the top. Make it super extra cheesy, right? There we go. But wait, there's more. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some cornflakes. I just thought about this at the last minute, and I thought, you know, that might make a pretty good crust on top. So why not give it a try? A lot of stuff I do on this channel is experimenting. And, you know, I learn as I go along. And if it doesn't work out, then I won't do this step next time. But sounds like a good idea. My mom used to make a macaroni and cheese like this where she would do it in the oven and add cornflakes. So I'm taking after what Mom did. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put it back in for another few minutes. Okay, for this last step, I just thought about it. Cornflakes, they're going to fly all around. So I stopped the air fry mode. We're going to put it in oven mode, in bake position. And I'll just leave it at 375. It really doesn't matter. The trick really is to get the cheese to melt under the cornflakes and maybe the cornflakes to get a little crispier. So I'm going to let it go for about 3 or 4 minutes and then we're going to go ahead and remove it. All right, it's been about 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and check it out. That's looking pretty darn good. Let me show you what we're looking at. All right, there's a look at the finished product. Now we're going to let it set for about 5 minutes, and that will also make it a little thicker as well. All right, it's been cooling off for about 5 minutes. Should be ready to go. Let me go ahead and put some on a plate. And this is cool. It's coming out in a square. Check that out. And it's definitely nice and creamy underneath. Let me see if I could show you. I mean, I really hate to mess this up, but nonetheless, look at that. Look at that ooey gooey cheese. So good. All right, just wanted to show you that. Let's go back up and sample it. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, that's pretty bomb. Look at all that cheesy goodness. Oh, man. The cornflakes add a nice crispy touch to it. The bacon in there is so good. Cheese is all nice and melted. Macaroni is cooked perfect. It's not mushy and it's not al dente. It's like right in between. There's a tiny little bit of heat from the ghost pepper powder. Of course, you don't have to add that if you don't want to. The onion, the garlic, the paprika, I mean, it's all in there. This is totally delicious, guys. So, all right, is it a hit? Is it a miss? Come on, it's a hit all the way. I dig this. I'm definitely going to add this to my recipe book and make this over and over and over again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like a good mac and cheese or bacon mac and cheese or whatever you want to do to it to make it your own, definitely give it a try in the Kalorik Maxx air fryer oven. Or if you have a different air fryer, you're welcome to use that as well. I think any of them will work just fine. So with that said, if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, please drop me a line down below. I love hearing from you. I love interacting with you, and I'm really happy that you're part of my channel. And if you're not part of my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What do you got to lose? I got all kinds of good stuff coming up, including more cooking, restaurant reviews, fast food reviews, snack reviews, super spicy reviews, super hot challenges every now and then. I got it all because I am the food experience. So with that said, take care, have a stellar day, be excellent, and most of all, remember me. I'm KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Take care, my fine folks, and I'll see you next time. Laters.